Three words get used as if they mean the same thing: encoding, encryption, and hashing. They do not. They are not interchangeable, and mixing them up is how data somebody believed was protected turns out to be sitting in plain view. So here is the difference, and a single question that tells them apart forever. Start with encoding, the one people get wrong most dangerously. Encoding changes the format of data so it can travel safely. Some systems only cope with plain text, so you convert your data into a form that survives the journey and convert it back at the other end. The important thing is that there is no key and no secret involved. Anybody can reverse it. It is published, it is standard, and every programming language will undo it in one line. Encoding is not a disguise, it is a costume change, and it's meant to be recognized. Which is why the most common mistake in this area is somebody seeing encoded text, a wall of gibberish characters, and assuming it is protected. It is not. That is your password in fancy dress. Anybody who copies it turns it back in about 2 seconds. Which is why the most common mistake in this area is somebody seeing encoded text, a wall of gibberish characters, and assuming it is protected. It is not. That is your password in fancy dress. Anybody who copies it turns it back in about 2 seconds. Encryption is the actual lock. It takes your data and a key and produces something nobody can read without that key. It is reversible, deliberately, but only by whoever holds the key. Anyone else sees noise. Encryption answers one question: who is allowed to read this? Hashing is the odd one out because it is not designed to be reversed by anybody, ever. Put anything in, get a short, fixed-length fingerprint out. The same input always gives the same fingerprint, and the tiniest change gives a completely different one. No key and no way back, not even for the person who made it. Which sounds useless until you see what it's for. You can check whether two things are identical without storing the thing itself, which is how passwords are checked without being kept. And you can prove a file was not altered because any change rewrites the fingerprint. Hashing answers a different question. Has this changed? And is this really the same thing? So here's the question that separates all three, and once you have it, you'll never mix them up again. Ask, who can reverse this? If the answer is anybody at all, it's encoding, and it provides zero protection. If the answer is only somebody with the key, it's encryption, and it provides privacy. If the answer is nobody, not even you, it's hashing, and it provides proof rather than secrecy. They solve genuinely different problems, so the right one is decided by what you actually want. Need data to survive being sent through something fussy? Encoding. Need it hidden from everyone except the intended reader? Encryption. Need to check whether something matches or prove it was not tampered with without keeping the original? Hashing. The only real trap is treating the first as if it were the other two. Encoding looks like security to the human eye and is not security at all, and that single misunderstanding has exposed more data than any broken algorithm ever has.